Well, hello everyone. This is Deb Naylor from the Flying Stamper, and I just wanted to do up a little video on one of the stamp sets in the Celebrations flyer. This particular stamp set is called Delicate Dahlias, and it is on page 14 of the Celebrations flyer. This stamp set is available for free with a $100 purchase until the end of September. So the last day that you can get this item is September 30th, 2021. This is an absolutely beautiful stamp set, so let me get it out and show it to you and talk to you a little bit about it. Here's what the stamp set looks like. It's floral images and then some really great sentiments, as well as some greenery. This is called a distinctive stamp set, which means that some of the pieces are very photogenic. It is also a two-step stamp set, so the images line up so that you can get a couple of different tones and variations of color. So this one and this one lines up. These two line up, and these two line up. So let me show you some projects that I have made with the stamp set. And I'm going to leave this here for a minute because I want to show you something. So this is a two-step stamp set. So let's start with what it looks like when it's two-step. And this particular one I used polished pink on. This is monochromatic, and I just actually, when I stamped this one, and then I stamped it off on my paper, and then I went back on, and then I overstamped with this, and I didn't stamp off. So I unloaded a little bit of ink to get a little bit lighter tone, so that's how that worked. I also went in, and you can see some darker tones too, and I took my dauber and just daubered in a little bit darker so you can get some different variations of color there. Now, this stamp set, even though it is a two-step stamp set, the line art is just beautiful all on its own. It's very rare that I appreciate a card that is no layers. This is no layer card. It's also extremely difficult for me to make a no layer card. And I'm very happy with this one. And sometimes you need a no-layer card if you're trying to tuck something in and you want to keep your postage at a minimum. And then here is the third sample. These are all done with the polished pink, where I just used the distinctive part stamp from the stamp set. So you can see that you can two-step it, or you can just use the line art, or you can use the distinctive. They all are just lovely, whichever. This is basically the same card 3 different ways. So whatever you prefer, or if you're like me, just like to play around, I just love how realistic this distinctive stamping style is. Just gorgeous. Okay, let's go on and talk about a few more. This one I used balmy blue on. And I stamped the distinctive stamp with the balmy blue, and then I stamped over it with the Memento Tuxedo Black. And then here's one of the sentiments. I love the sentiments in this set. They're really good. They're nice. Here is another one, and this is all just line art. So I used the line art floral and the line art greenery. And then my colors on this one are fresh freesia, polished pink, and soft succulent. And these are all from the 2021 to 2023 in color family. And isn't that just beautiful? And you know, I could have gotten really creative and masked things off, but I just freehanded and just went in there. I love this card. It's simple, but it's really pretty, and it's just gorgeous. Of course, this stamp set also looks really nice in black and white, so I've got a couple samples with that. And this one I used the smaller distinctive stamp. And then this is the beautifully penned designer series paper, which is also in the Celebrations catalog. This one is available with a $50 order. And I've done a YouTube on that already, so if you just look for Beautifully Penned Deb Naylor, you'll be able to find that. I love black and white cards. And then here is another one, and I just popped a little bit of real red in there. So I used the line art, I did the two-step stamping in the middle, and then of course I made my envelope coordinate with it. Okay, we're moving into fall. So here is a card that I did the two-step stamping. This is crushed curry. The card goes that way. And the Memento Tuxedo Black. And then I use that black and white checkered ribbon that is in the mini catalog that came out in August. This is when it ends. All right, and then here is another one. So this is fallish too. I'm going to actually show you how I got this color. I'm trying to kind of get a sunflower out of this. So let me show you how I did that. I like to stamp with the Photo Palmer stamps. I like to use the paper piercing mat. Just gives you a little extra cushion. And I'm just using the line art Dahlia. And then I've got my Memento Black. Now, this stamp is very detailed. So when a stamp is very detailed and it's larger, I like to lay it on its back and ink it up that way. Ink it up really good. So I'm just walking the pad across the flower about 4 or 5 times just to get a really nice load of ink. And then I'm going to put my basic white on there, and I just huffed on that stamp just to make sure it's still nice and juicy. And then a lot of pressure because it is really detailed. All right, pull that out. Okay, so my yellow that I used in this is crushed curry, and I use those fabulous blending brushes. So let me open this up and get this prepared. Actually, I'm going to use the back of this to kind of bounce the color. All right, so what I like to do when I'm blending is just really get a good load. So make your brush really, really full. And then I like to just bounce a little off so it's not quite so strong. You can add more. And then on this one, I just really went round and round and round. And I'm not too concerned about going out of the lines because I'm going to fussy cut this. So we need a little more ink. And then a little more pressure. All right, now you'll notice on this, I've got a lot of variation of color, so I want to show you how I did that. So I told you before to bounce them off when you start, but when I went back in with my heavier, I didn't bounce any off. And I just went in and really got a little darker. And each one of these will be very unique. None of them will be the same. You could actually, at this point, add a third color if you wanted. Maybe pumpkin pie would be looking really good. So that's how I got that. I'm going to fill in a little bit more on the edges. It's got lots of variation of color and it's very fallish. I love it. And then I just fussy cut it. So there's the finished card again. Okay, here is another one. Let me put this away really quick. And this one I used Cajun Craze. And I just used the distinctive stamp. I love how photogenic that is. And then I stamped on the edge of the envelope with the line art. And you probably noticed I have almost all of these are thank you cards. I just have a ton of thank you cards that I always need, so I really am focusing on that right now. All right, and then here is another idea, and this is actually a Christmas card. So I took the stamp set, and I stamped this just in black. And then this is those new snowflakes that are in the mini catalog too. They come on a sheet, sheets, and you get 24 in a package. This is what they look like. Anyway, they're really beautiful. They're really kind of shimmery. So that kind of gave this more of a wintry look. And then I got that little flower from the strawberry punch. And then this is from one of my dies. And I actually got it off. When you punch out your snowflakes, you actually have a lot of negative space left over. And this is really shimmery, this leftover piece. So I actually die cut that out of the negative of the snowflakes. So it's just beautiful. It looks wintry, simple Christmas card. I'm trying to make a few Christmas cards each week, so I'm not too overwhelmed. When it gets closer to Christmas time, I send out about 100 Christmas cards. So thanks so much for tuning in today, and don't forget that Celebrations does end September 30th. And during the month of September, if you place a $50 order or more with me, I am adding on a free adhesive. So you choose the adhesive. You can have a glue, liquid glue, or dimensionals, or a package of glue dots. If you're ordering online, just go ahead and add that item, and then I will send you a refund in the mail after I get your order. That offer is not valid with birthday coupons, but it is valid with Celebrations. And so if you place your $50 order, you can choose a Celebrations item, and then you can also choose one adhesive. All right, thanks again for dropping by. Have a really great day, and I will talk to you again soon. Take care.